Who wants to hear from me? In all this great big busy world full of folks of all ages and genders and nationalities, who wants to hear from me? Somebody does, you know, and I'm learning that more so every day. I spiraled into a deep depression. I shut down. I contemplated and tried suicide, which in turn landed me in the hospital burn unit to start with, and then the psych ward. And even there I met influential people that was like, you made it so much better than this. When I got to the first shelter, my condition scared the security guard so bad that she would physically come over to me when I was in the TV room, and she sat down and tried to talk to me, which to me was a big surprise. I went through what I call a wide variety of things, and while I was in the hospital, I even told the psychiatrist, yes, I will try to do away with myself if you let me out of here. Another psychiatrist was in there. She was like, oh no, Mr. Beckett, you are not ready to go home yet. So thankfully they were able to find me the first of the two shelters I stayed in. So, after coming out the last one I was in for a year, I got a new home, but I tell myself every day, never forget the work you put in to get here. Never forget what you went through to get here. Because at some point, everybody has gone through this. I learned from the very start, homelessness can affect anybody. And what I saw in the shelter was basically anybody, anyone. Doesn't matter, what culture, gender it is, anybody can go through it. I mean, I wasn't treated any differently for being a homeless person, but it was the way that I felt I was treating myself. If it actually felt like, this is the end of the road. Even then, I could hear God say, no, it isn't. You're going through a lot, and you're feeling the appropriate feelings for that, but at the same time, no, this is not the end of the road for you. I don't believe anyone is going to be homeless forever. It's like, I'm here now, but I'm going to do everything I can to get out of being here because I'm still a worthy person, still respectful. I'm just going through a hard time today. That can change anytime. Like I said, you see me homeless now, but 2 or 3 days from now, I could be living in a condo, living it up. And you're like, didn't I just see this person homeless on the street begging for change from strangers? Yeah, that was me. But look where I am now. Ta-da! After everything I've been through, God still saw it fit to put me where he wanted me to be. See? Physically, yes, I did get help applying for apartments, but it's like at the end of the day, God put me where he wanted me to be. I tell anybody, don't give up. Don't ever do that. See? Don't miss out on the heavenly glory because you're homeless. Guess what? I've known people who were homeless, beginning with me. I thank the Creator every day for everything, and I have a job working in one of his houses, as I like to call it, because for me, it's like I get a chance to repay the blessings I've gotten to this point. So the more I do it, it's like, I put in the work here, and at the same time, it's like, when I walk in, it's like, welcome to my house, my son. And when I leave, it's like, thank you for coming to my house, my son. Please don't hesitate to come back. So it's like, okay, because for a long time I didn't feel like that. I went through a bad time in life, mostly due to what I call family greed. For me, I discovered that, I can't let the negative and bad things like pull me down the way they did because before this, I was in a, I was in a terrible state, mentally, physically, because I had been in a bad traffic accident with a friend of mine, for a lot of years, and we were in the same hospital together. And before he passed away, I got to see him one last time, and excuse me, and what he said still resonates, because he reached out from under the sheet, but because of how badly burned he was, he reached out from under the sheet and held my hand, and he just turned to me and said, "Do me a favor, let me live through you. Believe it or not, for everything you've been through, God still loves you, and He's got a plan for you, you know." Now, at some point in my life, I've asked, what your plan is. I stopped asking because I'd rather just be around to find out, because asking is like, no, that's too easy. Let's just see what he has, so, hey, thank you for every day, for all the days prior and for all the days you let me see now. I didn't feel like I was meant for better. But over time, yeah, it's setting in more every day. I was meant for better, but I'm not better than anybody else. Surprisingly enough, I still feel like me, just like more renewed. It's like I have a more renewed life, a more renewed sense of being that I didn't have before, because what my condition was. So now it's like, I walk out the door, it's like, poof, brave new world, welcome to it. I'm like, okay. And I get to looking all around like, where did all this come from? So it's like, yeah, I'm here, and I mean to stay here so I can continue to find out, what he has planned for me as a person instead of always trying to ask. It's like, no, stop asking, first of all. He's going to reveal it to you when he's ready. Okay, fine. I can deal with that, because I feel like this is my, what some people may refer to as being a second act, But for me, I call it a second chance. Your story keeps writing itself, As the story of your life is writing itself, God is reading it. It's like, this one here, It's like, I can't let what I've been through destroy me, Yes, I did feel isolated, depressed, and all that, but by days in, it's like I'm around influential people. These people, even now to this day, even though I don't always see them physically, these people have reached out to me with both hands, like, we got something better for you. Come with us. Where are you taking me? Just don't ask any questions. Just come along. This was one of the places they brought me to. But I think the pivotal point of that was when I started working in a church. It's like, well, here's an opportunity to pay back all the blessings I've been receiving to this point. Now I really am supercharged, as I like to call it. I'm like, okay, now, what can I do today that I didn't do yesterday? Then the answers come in. Well, I can do this, this, and this. I say, well, tomorrow I can do this, this, and this. And it's like a whole streak of opportunities just comes through. It's like, where did all this come from? My plan for you. Or at least part of it, in my understanding of it. It's like, once I stepped on it, I feel like my feet became magnetized to it. Like, it's like other things around matter to a degree, but nothing matters like being on the right path, because for so long, yeah, I did take the wrong one, admittedly, but it didn't last long. It didn't really take. So now it's like, well, what if I first changed my attitude and my mindset? Step one. all the other steps follow. To me, it's like all these steps come right out of a chess book. And I'm not even in the chess, but it's like, ooh, wow. Look at what I can do when I just change my attitude and the mind state and the mindsets. Wow. Well, something that works. Well, I can just stick with this. And we will be right there to help you. Who am I now?
Who am I? Who are you?
Just an entirely rebuilt person from the ankles on up. It's like I'm not the person I was before, despite everything I've been through. I had to lay to rest the person I was before, because the person I was before was like pretty much, lost and broken and really didn't feel like I was going anywhere. I said, well, I got to change this. I have to. Because if I don't, I'll end up being the same person, going through the same things with the same mindsets. It's like, no, I have to change me. I have to change me for the people resting in peace. I learned from them. I have to change me for me. I have to accept me for me. I have to accept my role in things I did for me, So going forward, with that much acceptance and more coming, it's like, well, he's proud, my family's proud. I'm on what I feel to be a entirely new mission, I've even encountered guys in here say, I always know I feel better when I get to see you. I'm like, me? What could I possibly have to do with you feeling better? And I think about it, oh, okay, well, thank you for the compliment. You're like, somebody feels better when they see me? How is that even possible? Because before it was like, I feel better when I see them. Because now it's like, I have a whole nother reason to keep moving forward because of the positivity and positive energy I get from just being around them, Even if that's the only day or two that I might see them, the positive energy stays forever. So yes, it's like as I tell myself in the mirror every morning, I'm a completely rebuilt person from the ankles on up.